Hi everyone, Sean Harris here. Welcome to another episode of Drinkslinger Presents Bar Talk. We're kicking off season 2, episode 1, featuring none other than my man, Dr. Vic Sutton. Thank you for joining us.
Hey brother, my pleasure, my pleasure.
I'm glad you came through today.
Good to be here.
Okay, now I know who you are. Tell the people who you are and what you do.
Victor Sutton. I'm actually from Mississippi. Not born and raised, but raised from West Jackson. I like to give a shout out to where I'm actually from, but I'm born in Pasadena. I don't know if you even knew that, Sean.
I did not.
But I'm the director for the Office of Preventive Health and Health Equity for the State Department of Health. I also head up the health disparity part of the COVID response for the state, and the principal investigator for a piece of the Jackson Harstead, the Community Engagement Center.
Okay. Now, I just had some health issues involving my heart. I got what they call CHF. You know what I'm saying? So I've been dealing with that. So thank you for all the help that you've done and getting those people right, because UMMC took care of me.
That's good.
You know what I'm saying? I was 100% confident in what they told me. And I listened to them and I did exactly what they say.
Hey, if you got some heart issues, you want to be at UMMC, St. Dominic, those are you in the best places that you can be for those kind of issues. You know,
that's why I went.
Everybody in the state are not privy to some of that kind of care, because all care is not created equul. So I'm glad you was able to get quality care.
Okay. Yeah. And I felt like that. I was treated like it was quality care. Man, the customer service at the hospital better than some bars and restaurants I've been to.
Hey, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
So let's talk about this COVID and not the disease itself, but how COVID is affecting bars and restaurants and the hospitality industry, such as hotels, you know, your boutiques and your retail shopping and things of that nature.
You know, Sean, it's just, you know, you've been a witness. I mean, it's who would have thought that we would live through a pandemic, you know? Yeah. And so it's impacted everything you can think of. I mean, you know, you talk about
even the church.
You talk about churches, which it's been tough. You know, it's been tough on churches. I've had a chance to work with pastors all over the state. Yeah. You know, a lot of the pastors want to do what's right, and how to hold service and what's the safe way. And so it was a lot of really information that they were seeking. But, you know, on the flip side, you know, just speaking about churches, it was one of the first places I went to in trying to get information out to the community. Okay. Because if you remember, when this first pandemic hit, you know, in our community, and I'm talking about particularly African American community, you know, there's rumors that we couldn't catch it. You know, there was rumors about they didn't have any COVID in Africa, and it was rumors that we couldn't catch it in those numbers, and we know that's not to be true. But you know, there's a lot of myths that jump out there anytime you have some.
Well, there was a learning curve for those of us who are non-medical professionals. Yeah. You know, sometimes you hear stuff and you run with it. Yeah. My grandfather used to say, he had an expression he used to say, "You know just enough to get it wrong."
That's some truth.
There's some truth in there. You know, just enough to do it wrong. Mm-hmm. So one of the things that I noticed is, you know, particularly, you know, I bartend all types of events. But over the years, I recognized that 85% of my bread and butter is wedding receptions. Mm-hmm. You know, well, when they did the shelter in place where you can't congregate, you can't have wedding receptions, can't have family reunions, can't have grandmother's 80th birthday party. Mm-hmm. I was like, I understood it then, but I really understood it when a loved one died and we couldn't have a funeral. Yeah. That was totally different than not being able to party, drink, laugh, and tell lies with my cousins than to be able to send my aunt home. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that's when it really impacted me. What have you seen as far as, you know, the overall, just the mass general public, what's the number one complaint you hear about COVID?
You know, that's part of it. You know, outside of not being able to work and not being able to really gather, you know, there's a, let me just pause. In those kind of gatherings, churches, weddings, funerals, because we're gonna hug. You know, we're gonna hug. We're gonna get together.
You can't see grandmama and not hug.
Yeah, that's right. That was one of the main ways of transmission. Okay, that was one of the main ways of transmission. And so that has been really, really tough financially for folks who make drinks, who cater, people who rent out halls and facilities. I mean, you're taking
venue,
away income.
venue
Venues,
owners.
venue owners. So it was just impacting everybody across the board. Which was tragic. But the emphasis is, if we do what we need to do, we can get back to the life we used to have. Because everybody, we all took it for granted. I mean, who would have thought a year and a half ago everybody would be wearing masks and places that didn't survive? Because there's a lot of restaurants and
mom and pop
shops that just didn't survive, and some are still hanging on. And so, if we can look at doing some of those things that we need to do, and now that we have the vaccine and some of those kind of things, hopefully we're on a path back to some kind of normalcy.
You're going to take the vaccine?
I've taken the vaccine.
I want to take the vaccine. I'm not one of those ones that are like, oh no, the government's trying to. Listen, man, the government's so powerful. Anything they want to do to us, they can do to us at will. I don't think they just piddle-peddling around.
Well, let me tell you this. I've taken the vaccine. I can tell you from a personal experience, it left my arm sore. Okay, it left my arm sore. I wasn't sore that day. I was sore the next day, and then after that, I was fine. Okay, so they had to go through to try to get this ready as quick as they can. They did an enormous amount of time, quick amount of time. But I have seen things and read things that taking Viagra have worse side effects than some folks.
Yeah.
To what this can have on you. So, it's an individual choice. Everybody got to make their own decision, their own choice about it. But I say get your information, because there's a lot of misinformation that's floating around, man. It's just a lot of misinformation. Get the correct information and make the best decision. Now, to your point, I understand the mistrust black folks have with government. I understand the overall mistrust, being here in Mississippi. There was the Sovereignty Commission, which was a whole unit of the government that was to hold black folks down.
Yeah.
We know about the Tuskegee experiment. So it's based
on
redlining, the whole thing, the whole nine. Right. So we know about that. But man, I mean, black folks help with this vaccine.
Yeah, when we talk about bar talk, I'm kind of the mind frame that I don't want to come into your establishment if your establishment is adamantly known for we don't want the vaccine. Somebody in there got to take it. All y'all can't be dirty. Everybody can't be tainted. Somebody got to take it.
Right.
If it's the bartender, the cooks, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you have medical issues, you learn to trust the medicine. But like they say in life, it takes something to happen for people to understand. If ain't nothing ever happened to you, you kind of like, oh man, my uncle had said, and when I was down in the Delta, my granddad, he said, you have a lot of misinformation. You know what I'm saying? But medical degrees, they don't sell them at Walmart.
No, they don't sell them at Walmart.
Yeah, if somebody tell you that this gonna help you and they got a medical degree, you should probably listen to them. That's not like a shade tree mechanic. You can't be a shade tree medical professor.
No.
I don't want no doctor that's a C student.
Hey, I know a lot of them that were. They tell me, Sean, say, what you call a doctor who barely passed? A doctor.
A doctor?
Right.
Yeah, a doctor.
Yeah, but I get you. But to your point, Sean, you're right. There's experts in the field. If I'm if I want to know something about drinks and bartending and how to make sure that I keep my eyes so I have a nice event, I know who I can call.
There's people who do that.
There's people who do that. There's experts who know more than I do. So it's the same notion with someone that knows about videography or what have you. Everybody got a little lane that they do. So trust your experts.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me ask you a personal question. When you get ready to go out, what do you look for when choosing a venue? And this is pre-COVID and also today. Just what makes Vic Sutton have a good time?
Well, I'm looking to go out. I'm past the days. I'm not interested in dancing all night.
Okay.
I'm interested in getting with a friend or family or what have you. I want to go someplace where it's a good atmosphere. I want to feel safe. I don't mind paying good money for a drink. But I want a good
premium
drink.
price.
Yeah, premium price. Thank you. See, that's why you go to the expert. I don't mind paying a premium price for a drink if I'm going to get a premium good drink. Mm-hmm. Okay? So I'm looking for a place that has a reputation of making good drinks, have a reputation of kind of giving me whatever kind of groove I want that night. If I want to lay back and I want to be able to talk, that's the spot I'm looking for. If I want to go listen to some music and I want to hear me some hip hop, and
I know what the establishment offers when I show up to it,
and they are consistent.
Yeah.
And I want to know the crowd, whatever crowd I'm looking for that night.
Do you ever sit at the bar, or are you a table guy?
I've done both, of course, and it just kind of depends. But for the most part, I enjoy a good table if I'm around friends. If it's just me and another person, then I'm usually gonna hit the bar. If I meet more than one person, then we're gonna have a table so we can all get around.
Yeah, congregate together.
Yeah, but if I'm with one person, the bar is fine.
Okay. Now I asked that question on purpose.
Yeah.
What makes a good bartender to you? What do you look for? And I'm gonna coach you through this question. Do you like a bartender that's active and talking and telling jokes, or do you just want you to make me a great cocktail and laugh and joke with them down there, leave me alone?
My preference, I like to engage my bartender.
Okay.
I like to feel like I'm connected and have a relationship. That increases, whether the bartender know it or not, for me, that increases my experience. That increases that person's tip.
Yeah.
Because now I feel like I know you, and I know I gotta do right by you.
Listen, I can't let you go nowhere and tell nobody I didn't tip you right.
Right.
We friends.
Yeah, we friends. And from a customer perspective, and you probably know better than I do, of course, is I'm thinking if I have a better relationship, then I got a better chance this guy give me or this young lady give me a good drink.
Yeah, you know what that's called?
What's that?
That's called the buyback.
That's the buyback?
That's the buyback. You go to an establishment, say, every Wednesday, 3 weeks in a row. Then you show up on the Friday and the bartender say, hey man, this one, your first one on me. So you already got a drink in hand and you still ain't spent no money yet. You on what we call the upside. You see what I'm saying? And now you ready.
Oh, and it's coming back to you.
It's coming back to us.
It's coming back to you.
And see, every establishment knows that happens. Like, let's just, clarify a misnomer within the bar community. If ever someone gives you a bar back, just simply say thank you. We don't want you to tip us stupid. We gave it to you. You see what I'm saying? Like, if I'm gonna give you a $10 drink free and you tip me $10, you could have just paid for the drink. You see what I'm saying? When we give it to you, we giving it to you. But let us give it to you. You can't ask me for shit now.
Right.
You can't ask me for shit. But when I give it to you, just say thank you. You ain't gotta do nothing extra. You see what I'm saying?
Makes sense.
And that's how they work. We know if you a regular or not. If you are a regular in this establishment, you do not have to tell me that. Whenever someone says, hey man, top me off, tighten me up, you know what I'm saying? Man, I come here all the time, I'm a regular.
Yeah, right.
That right there let me know you're not a regular. Because if you came in here, I work here.
Right.
I'm here 5-6 days a week.
I know who.
I'm here from 2 to 11 p.m.
Right. I know who coming up here.
I ain't never seen you before.
Right.
Sync with the T on the end.
Right.
I ain't never seen you before.
You ain't no regular.
A regular has never had to say, I'm a regular. But that's how the buyback work. And the establishment's aware of that. Like, that's not even stealing. When your manager come and he say, hey, I checked the POS system. I know this gentleman done had 2 drinks, but only one rang up. Oh yeah, that's Mr. Sutton. He come in here on Mondays and Wednesdays and with his, after work, and then every now and then on Friday he'll come in. See, it's the bartender and the server's job to let management know who's who in the establishment. Management in the office. Management responsible for the schedule, keeping the lights on, you know what I'm saying, dealing with vendors like the Pepsi man and the beer man and the liquor reps and all of that good stuff. The bartender and the servers are the face of the establishment.
That's true. They make you want to come back or not come back.
You don't know Mr. Sutton, but I see Mr. Sutton 3 days a week.
Right.
I gave him one. Watch back. You know what I'm saying? You in the way, I'm trying to get some ice.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Tell me about a situation where you maybe were accosted or offended and didn't tip.
You know, I tend to get frustrated if I have a waitress or a waiter who don't check on me. I got food or drinks that it's taking too long. I had, and I'm speaking of poor service.
Yeah, I understand.
Right? So, it's one thing if it's no fault of your own. You come back and say, listen, I don't know what's going on in the kitchen. I know you don't make the food, and I know you put it in. Yeah. And if you talking to me, then that's not on you.
You're aware of what's going on. You're at least trying.
But no communication. Attitude. Come back and you had a bad day, or you got somebody giving you the business at another table, and you bring it over here to me. That gets me to where okay, I'm not. I don't know you nothing because you haven't given me any service. Mm-hmm. You haven't given me any attention, and and so I'm in a fucking mood. You didn't messed up my whole experience. So that's been a kind of example, and it's to be honest, it's been rare. I mean, it's different levels of it. That's an extreme level.
Yeah, for you to have customer service so bad that you didn't tip, that's rare.
Yeah, it's rare.
Most people, it's like even if I don't like you, I give you what I would have gave anybody. Wow. Now you're not gonna get the $12, but take this $5 because you did do the job.
And that's kind of what happened. I don't want to walk in and just feel like you stiff somebody, but if I was waiting and someone tipped me what I tip when I'm pissed, I'd be pissed. Yeah.
Hey man, you was a poet and I ain't even know it. Yeah. So how do you navigate your position in your job? And sometimes you just want to have a good time. Do you ever feel like, well, I ain't gonna name no corporate restaurants. I don't want, no legal issue. I'm in here having a good time, but I don't want nobody to see me having a good time because of my position. But damn, I'm still human. Does that ever run across your mind, or does the mad general public think it's just a myth?
There's some truth in it because I enjoy certain things. Okay. And I would say this, because I've been around. I mean, I'm not a spring chicken, and you get to a point where you get a little bit established. And you've been around, and so you're gonna do what you're gonna do. Yeah. Within reason. Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna do anything that's way out there, but hey, I'm gonna have a good time. I tell my folks all the time. I work really, really hard. When it's time to grind, I'm gonna work. I'm gonna be well read. I want to know what's happening. I want to know all the aspects, and I have high expectations for folks who I work with and who work for me. Okay. But when it's time to play,
I'm all in.
I
play just as hard as I work. I'm all in.
As I work, and I'm going.
As a matter of fact, I work to be able to do this.
To be able to play hard and pick my moments. Yeah. And enjoy my time. And time slow everybody up, and I don't do it like I used to do it, but
we're not 25 anymore.
We're not 25 anymore. But I'm gonna enjoy myself, and I'm not gonna And at the point that I'm at now, I've kind of earned the right to say, hey, I'm gonna do me. I'm gonna do me, and as long as I'm not breaking any laws, then hey, I'm fine.
Yeah, you ain't breaking no laws or hurt nobody.
Not hurt nobody, and and you don't like something I'm doing, then okay.
Hey man, it's a TV in here. You ain't gotta watch me.
That's right.
You stop paying attention to me, and we can fix both our problems.
Hey, that's right. So that's where I am on that, man.
Yeah, you do a lot of traveling?
I used to. Okay. With this COVID, isn't
how far removed are you from? I mean, well, other than COVID, like how far removed?
I used to do a lot of traveling. It used to be a point where you really enjoy it. I don't know if you remember all this, but I'm sure you do. It used to be a point where I enjoyed traveling because I would, get to other cities and call my boys, let them know I'm in town, and we'd hang out, and then I still make it for my 8 o'clock meeting and all that. Yeah. And then, you had the 9/11 and then going someplace, you had to get there an hour and a half early, get there and all that, and it got to be a little bit more of a hassle. And so I don't travel now unless I have to. Yeah.
So wherever you go, you got your boys, and you're a member of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, correct? That's right. How long have you been a member?
Since spring '89.
Okay, so tell me about going out with a buddy, going out with a lady that's different. Tell me about going out with your fraternity brother. What kind of action we gonna get? We're gonna get some shots. We're gonna get a whole lot of beers, or we drinking vodka and Red Bull.
Yeah,
what we doing?
It's just those different stages. We gonna
it depends on what moment.
Pre marriage, it was we getting ready to hit it hard. And then now you get to the point where you're calling your boy, and everybody got their own little routine, their own little vibe. So you slide through the house, and you're pouring up, and you're sitting out back, and you're sitting around, relaxing. We don't have to hit a club, but we might hit a little lounge.
Yeah, I grill like
3
to 4 days a week.
You can't.
I'm known for it.
I mean, and what better than to sit around grilling and have some meat?
I grill so much, I'm known for it. I want to say, what was that? Sunday, did 3 drunken chickens.
That sounds good.
Yeah, I'm talking about.
You can do it like that. See, I thought all you could do was you had a gift for mixology. So
I do all vices.
You do all vices.
All vices.
All vices, Sean.
Liquor, bad food, you know what I'm saying? Cigar, you know what I'm saying? I don't know nothing about no kale and no spinach and none of that. I got you. If you got a vice, I got you.
You got you.
Holler at me.
I'm going to keep that in mind.
Listen, when you come in town, you got a vice. Look, I could take you up here to the dice game, and you can shoot dice to your heart's content or your money run out first.
And come back and eat good and have a good time. That's all right.
So just being a Jackson native, where do you like to go around here? What suits your fancy around here?
I go down to Johnny T's.
Yeah.
Yeah, I go down.
Now everybody watching now, they're gonna go where you go because they know it's clean.
We on now,
they
right?
Know it's clean.
Okay.
Yeah. I ain't gonna trick you.
Yeah. I know I'm still on.
Yeah, he just hit them red buttons.
Yeah, I got you. I go to a number of different places. I'm not trying to put anything out.
Okay. Me personally, I like to go down to Names and Foods.
Enjoy that.
They got good food.
They got great food.
They got good food.
And good. And it's hard. My man who run the shop is, he's A1.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
Yeah. I like to go to the cigar shops. I don't know, you probably don't know this about me, but I'm an avid cigar smoker.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I like them in the morning and at night.
Yeah, what's up? Slow down now.
Well, I tell people all the time, I'm not a novelty smoker. And by novelty, I mean birthdays, holidays, and special occasions. I smoke daily. I smoke 1 to 3 cigars a day. You know what I'm saying? So I like that kind of atmosphere. And then I do like a bar atmosphere, and I tip stupid. You know what I'm saying? But people don't know that about me.
Yeah.
You have to just do the job.
Right.
If you just do the job, you're going to get some money from me, and they don't know that. So, it all depends on their own attitude, their character, what they're going through that day.
I like to hit spots, little quiet spots in the cut sometimes where I'm not going to see a whole lot of folks. Mm-hmm. And then, when I want to get out, I'm gonna come to some spots where it's gonna be nicely populated, and I'm gonna be around good folks, mature folks.
So Jack State homecoming. Are you alumni?
I'm alumni.
Jack State.
That's right.
University.
JSU, baby.
Yeah, Lynn Street.
That's right.
All right. My man. Mm-hmm. My man. Mm-hmm. Do you cut the fool on? We were talking earlier about how you're reserved and a lot of stuff, but like on homecoming, everybody get to be whatever they want to be on homecoming.
I'm afraid to admit this to you, but since it was just me and you and we among friends, I leave the house on Thursday and come back on Sunday.
Yeah, I knew where they were going.
Yeah, I leave on Thursday and I come back on Sunday. And I got to pass that whole weekend because I got my boys in town. I got folks I haven't seen in a year or sometimes a couple years. I'm going to enjoy myself the whole weekend. Yeah. And it's just breaking bread. And if you don't go to a HBCU, because I got partners that they don't have the same kind of experience.
Yeah, they went to Memphis State.
They went to USM. They went to Mississippi State. They went to Ole Miss. But they look forward to coming to HBCU homecoming. So I leave Thursday and I come back Sunday. And at Sunday, I'm glad to go home because I'm tired. Mm-hmm. But it's about seeing folks, breaking bread, and just enjoying one another.
Yeah, the camaraderie.
This camaraderie of folks you haven't seen and catching up. Seeing how folks doing because, there's a lot of folks that's not here anymore. So, I enjoy it, man. It's that there's you.
Yeah, I think everybody knows somebody that's been affected by COVID in a negative way. You know what I'm saying? I look forward to homecoming. We didn't have a season this year. So, from my understanding, it's going to be this year's season starting in February, and they're going to play ball all the way up until August, and then still have the regular 21-22 season. So we're going to have 2 football seasons this year?
That's my understanding.
That's my understanding.
Yeah, I heard it's going to be back-to-back. That's going to be really, really interesting.
That's a whole year of football, man. What's better than that?
I mean, no complaints
That's
here.
like football season not ending at the Super Bowl.
No complaints here.
Yeah.
Yeah, no complaints here. But, I'm going to be concerned about the kids, the injury, and that's a lot of football, a lot of hitting, and sometimes you need to recover and step away. But, these kids, they hadn't played. I mean, they ain't, we're coming up on 2 years and kids hadn't played.
Yeah, some of these kids need to just be pushed down. You know what I'm saying? Like, push them down, let them see you fall. It might hurt a little bit, but it don't last forever. Get back up. COVID probably the best thing happened to these soft kids.
It's been tough, man. I say it's been tough because you look at JPS.
Okay.
No season. No, those kids. No football. No school.
Yeah.
I mean, my concern on the real, Sean, is you got kids who need to be in the classroom. You got kids with this COVID situation who need instruction with a teacher and don't have the support at home to ensure that they're doing what they need to do. I'm scared that this gap between the have and the have-nots is going to get wider through this COVID, especially in our community.
Yeah.
And so, I'm really concerned about that. I'm hoping that we can get these kids back in school.
Yeah.
Sometimes some of these kids, man, I mean, the best meal they had was at school.
Yeah.
And so I want to be a Debbie Downer on this, but just the realness of to your point of how COVID has affected bars, restaurants, owners, business owners.
Yeah.
Man, it's our community with COVID has been hit harder than other communities. And so this is nothing that what you spoke to earlier. We know about the historical issues of redlining and all this other stuff.
When it's done on purpose. So you're saying this wasn't done on purpose. This is just it's just an after effect of the whole country being under the same
and what has been going on historically with racism and all the other stuff that plagues our community. COVID just shed a light on it. And it hit communities of color harder than stuff. But the good thing is, and even to our state health officer, Dr. Dobbs, will tell you that, black folks have been doing what they're supposed to do.
Yeah. Well, we was always washing our hands and taking baths.
Right. It's the truth. It's the truth. And then when we found out that was impacting us and killing them,
we started putting bleach in the bath water.
We started putting masks on. We started being a little bit more careful and that kind of thing. And then you got other folks who not.
Lysol everywhere.
Hey, stacking it up.
Yeah.
Right on.
Well, we even had a problem with that as far as around here in the city. Like a lot of the stores, like the Walmarts, the Krogers, the Dollar Generals, the Freds, didn't have Lysol. Is that something that just is individual to each individual company, or is that something that the state is responsible for? Like being a citizen of this state, some stuff is just expected. Running water, you know what I'm saying? Traffic lights, you know what I'm saying? Pavement. You know what I'm saying? Are we out of line to be like, man, why ain't no Walmart and ain't no Lysol in Walmart? You know what I'm saying? Who can I call? What's the 800 number? That's not the same. That's company based and not state based.
State has nothing to do with some of the free enterprise stuff.
Okay.
So state is not going to regulate the Walmarts, the Dollar Generals, and tell you how much you can buy, you can't buy, and that kind of stuff. It's just it's human nature. It's human nature. There's a threat, folks can go and hoard. I mean, it's not just with the pandemic. I mean, if they feel like on
Y2K.
Y2K, it's perfect example. On the coast, you feel like a hurricane coming, and they're gonna give you some report. Folks go in and they're going to buy stuff, and there's stuff you're gonna go in there you're not gonna be able to find.
Okay.
It's just a part of it, man. It's a part of
because the reason why I asked is because we were talking about, like the Tuskegee experiment, things like that. I think there's a large number of us, especially those of us over 55, that feel like, I bet they got some in the white community. It just ain't no Lysol on 18. I bet it's Lysol on Grandview. And you be like, no, it's just ain't no Lysol. You know what I'm saying? How do you navigate that, just as part of what you do on a day-to-day basis? Education, of course, informing people, but how difficult is that?
It's to your point, it's not accurate, but I get it. I mean, you get it. You understand where there's a feeling that historically, I went to Provine, and so I know why are my books old and written in, and then other places they got newer books and whatever. So
it creak when you crack it. When you open it up,
it creak. Pages stuck together. Pages missing, right? Because they've been around. So I get it between folks having a feeling of distrust, and certain areas of privilege have access to certain things that other communities don't. I get it, because it's been proven. It's been proven. But it's not always actually the fact. We can't always fall back on that. It was a run on toilet paper everywhere.
Yeah. They had nothing to do with your zip code.
They had nothing to do with your zip code. Right. You couldn't find toilet paper anywhere. Right. Yeah. So that was part of a Lysol. Yeah. It was just a run on. And that was nationally.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's good information, and hopefully people receive what you're saying and understand that you have what they call no dog in this hunt. There's nothing to gain from you sharing true information with us. It's not like you're saying it just to skew people.
Sean, I understand, and I feel like there's sometimes you get to a certain place where it's more purpose driven.
Yeah.
I've been around the game, and I don't mind telling my boss. I'm in a place where, I have a great relationship with my boss. I have a great relationship to kind of go back and forth. I disagree sometimes, and I think he's a really good dude, and I want to look out for him. But looking out for him means I got to shoot you straight.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna always shoot. I'm gonna be like you. I know what I'm getting when I'm dealing with Sean or anybody or certain folks.
Yeah.
And so no dog in the hunt, but understanding that doing what's right
don't cost you nothing.
Don't cost me nothing. Nothing.
It's like reading to a baby in the womb. I don't know if it make them smarter, but it definitely don't hurt.
It don't hurt, brother.
I'll drink to that. It don't hurt.
Fine drink too there, Sean. I want to thank you.
My secretary made that.
Good. She did an awesome job.
I trained her. You know what I'm saying? Raised her up from a pup.
It got all. Is that Easter? Is that Easter pink?
That's Easter pink. That's pastel.
That's pastel.
That's pastel.
That's when it's getting right too.
Yeah, you need to take pictures, and then when your nieces and nephews, boil them eggs in April, hold it up.
They know what color it's gonna be.
The same.
That's all right.
They're gonna be the same.
That's all right.
The only thing better than that was them Hershey's eggs, the chocolate boy. I eat them chocolate boys.
I don't know about that.
You never had the chocolate egg, the Cadbury bunny eggs?
Yeah.
Man, them things.
I didn't know they called them chocolate boys.
Well, chocolate eggs.
Yeah. I'm with you on that.
Okay. So, Vic, first off, I want to thank you for coming through. And I know you're a busy man, your schedule. You took time out to share with us and all the people watching. Tell the people how they can get in touch with you if they need to. Are you on any social media or anything like that? Or maybe not you personally, but like, if you have any questions, what office do I direct them to?
Listen, I'm here to help. Again, I work for the Mississippi State Department of Health. You can call the Mississippi State Department of Health and ask for the Office of Preventive Health and Health Equity. You can go to the website and all my information is there. I run programs in chronic disease, to include diabetes, cardiovascular health, cancer programs, arthritis, the whole gamut, injury and violence programs, community health programs, and prevention programs. And so I say all the time that I want to work with and try to get with you and work with folks before there's an issue. I'm upstream. I want to do the prevention piece. I want to do the prevention and the control. If you have diabetes, I want to make sure that you manage it and you control it. I want to look at lifestyle changes and modifications and some of those kind of things. So whether it's your church, whether it's your community group, your organization, we can partner with you and we can work with you in a number of different ways, a number of outreach programs. And this is statewide. This is not just in Jackson. This is not just on the coast. This is not just in Delta. This is statewide. I run programs statewide and can work with a number of different groups on statewide. As far as COVID is concerned, if there's a need for PPE, whether that's masks, I can provide you free masks. I can provide you, if we have it available, I can get you hand sanitizer. These are not things that's going to cost you. These are things that I'm going to provide and make sure that you have access to. So if your organization want to do some things and provide masks, some of those kind of things, I run a testing unit. There's with the health department.
Free tests?
Free tests. Yeah.
Okay.
I have testing going on tomorrow. So I have a unit I command where I send all over the state to do testing in the community, free of charge. And because, there's one thing, understanding that you can go someplace and get tested. There's another thing by bringing testing and working with folks so that you know that you can just drive through and you can get a free test and it's no cost.
You can walk down to the end of the block.
Right around it, because I'm putting it in the community.
Yeah.
Because all communities not all communities are different. They got different histories, and you got to listen to the community. Just real quick, for example, we had a testing they had a testing in Hattiesburg, and they want to know why there wasn't any black folks who came. Well, it's that's across the highway. We don't go across the highway.
Yeah.
Okay, you don't know that unless you're from that community. And maybe there's reasons why they don't go to certain areas. I mean, we're still
for whatever reason, it's still the South.
Yeah, still the South. We still and each community's got different histories. There's a reason why they say across the track.
Yeah.
And there's a reason where folks have different experiences and those kind of things. And that varies from community to community. I say that to say that, they can contact me and they can reach out. And if your organization is interested in having a testing or COVID testing in your community, we can work with you and provide that.
All they got to do is just reach out to the same information you just gave, the same number.
Absolutely.
All right, Dr. Sutton, thank you for coming by.
It was a pleasure.
It was a pleasure to see you.
Always.
I look forward to it again.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.